I'm fine. Are you fine? I ask this question because so often I think I'm fine, when in reality, there's something going on down here that has to do with the way I learn to operate in the world. And it's related to the approaches I use for healing. That's what I want to talk to you about today, healing. My name is Robin Reynolds. I am a systems engineer and a strategist. I help people and teams get where they need to go. I love that place at the intersection of connection, growth, agency, and imagination. And so today, as we talk through this topic of healing, I want to let you know that I usually don't talk specifically about my challenges or my trauma. There are three reasons for that, actually. The first reason is I really respect privacy, my privacy, the privacy of anyone involved in any of these situations, and the privacy of anyone who may be just sort of collateral damage on the outskirts of a situation. The second reason is I believe that it's important for me personally to inspire and encourage by bringing a positive message as much as possible. And unless something really brings value, I will not bring it to the table. That doesn't mean that I want to falsely be positive all the time. It just means that I'm using some discernment and making some choices when I decide what I bring forward and share with others. And then the second reason that I don't share the details of trauma that I have experienced is because I know oh too well how easy it is to get stuck in nursing old wounds. I don't want to be stuck there, and I have been in the past. And so I don't bring these things to the table today. But I would like to acknowledge that each of us has trauma of some sort. Some of them are big, like blinking neon signs, and some of them are tiny. They're paper cuts. But over time, they aggregate and accumulate, and they can be just as painful. Related to that, I would like to just offer that even though I acknowledge that some trauma is bigger than others, we cannot compare or rank trauma against someone else's or even our own in a previous situation. And the reason for that is who we are as a person, the baseline that we came into this world with, which is our genetic makeup, our personality, and some of the ways that we behave are very, very different across the board. And then when you add to that, well, goodness, Groucho, we're busy. It's my cat. When you add to that the environment in which we grew up, the role models that we had, the just experiences that we've had over time, we are coming to the table from very different places. And so one person may not, and probably won't, respond to a situation in a similar manner as another. So having acknowledged that, when I talk about healing today, I'd like to offer over the next 3 weeks, 3 really critical principles and foundational cornerstone practices that have worked for me to deal with some pretty serious things. It doesn't mean that they're perfect or that I'm ever done, but it's a really, really good place to start. I hope that by offering this, you can take what resonates for you and use it or tailor it and implement it in a way that fits you in your life. If there are pieces of it that do not work for you, then please just move along and know that it will work for someone else, perhaps. Now that I have these approaches in my life, I am not perfect at dealing with the things that come up, but I am better able to understand my emotions and I'm better able to manage them appropriately. And so I think that's a really key point. None of us are ever perfect at dealing with these things, but now I can recognize some of my older coping mechanisms. And when I recognize that, I can make a choice and a decision to choose something different and go to a different place. I will reveal to you, and this won't be surprising for people who know me personally, my go to coping mechanism for dealing with difficult things is shutting down and numbing. I am the oldest, and it's just a process that I have had in place for as long as I can remember. I am fine all the time. Unless I really take some time to examine it and look more deeply, I can make the mistake of thinking that it's a-okay, when in fact, sometimes it's not. So I have grown to the place where I know how to recognize when I am sort of checking out, and I challenge myself to do a little better. Have you noticed that the world is full of walking wounded? Despite all of our technological advances, the human race is not very good at dealing with our emotional challenges. And so we struggle mightily with mental health. And today I would like to talk to you about how nature heals. Getting out in nature, just getting outside and walking around, just that alone is actually incredibly powerful. Human beings are meant to spend time outdoors. In our current society and the way that our culture works, most of us don't spend a lot of time outdoors. So if you are going through a challenging situation, nature heals. Just the simple act of getting outside in nature can reduce stress, elevate your mood. Moving your body really helps. And so, if you are going through something right now that's difficult, or if you're just looking to implement a healthy practice in your life, planning regular time outdoors can be really impactful. For many of us, because we work, jobs in cubicles and at desks, we're not moving our body very much and we're not spending much time outdoors. So, getting outside, actually getting sunlight on your face and in your eyes and on your body for a short period of time each day can really, really help. There is a ton of evidence and scientific studies that have proven the effectiveness of being outdoors. And so I would challenge you this week, if you don't get out regularly, consider just adding a 15-minute walk to your day, whether it's in the morning or in the evening, maybe it's at lunchtime. If you don't like that idea, maybe choose a podcast or a book, an audio book, and listen to that as you are walking. And then when you come back, notice how your body feels and notice if your mood has changed in any way. So, my number one approach to dealing with trauma and dealing with healing and encouraging healing is to partner with nature.